Here's a question for you. Do dogs, or pets in general, get lonely? Dogs are social creatures, as you know, who care and enjoy the company of other animals as well as their human companions. Dogs left to fend for themselves for long stretches of time can become lonely, anxious, even destructive.
Signs can include behaviors like barking and chewing and excessive self-licking, soiling in the house. Hope that's not happening right now. In honor of daytime going to the dogs today, we've got veterinarian Dr. Melissa Webster from the Tampa Veterinary Hospital to share some tips on how to help your lonely pet. Dr. Webster, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, who do we have here, Doctor?
This is, ta-da, Harley Collins.
Harley Collins.
Beautiful retriever?
Yes, golden retriever.
So
Gorgeous,
pretty.
yeah.
How can you identify loneliness in your dog?
Well, some pets will just, sulk in a corner. They may destroy stuff in your home. You may get home and they're like boinging around like they're on fire or just so exuberant because they've just been doing nothing all day. Sadly.
What causes the loneliness? I mean, how do we know that not all dogs are lonely when left alone? Because a lot of people go to work for a stretch of time and come home. I mean, it just because they're by themselves, let's say, does that cause the loneliness?
I think it depends on the pet. Some dogs are just so social that they need another dog or need a person all the time. Harley's pretty well adjusted, so he can hang out at the house and be on his own. He does prefer people company, but he's fine. But you can just see, just knowing the temperament of your pet, he's very crunchy too.
He's very good. Well, what's the difference between loneliness and separation anxiety?
Good question, because separation anxiety is when the pet is so frantic that they tend to destroy things in the home or damage themselves.
Okay.
Loneliness may you may see your pet just not as exuberant as you'd like, or, just sulking, like I was saying, and not interacting as much.
So what do we do? Do we send them to a pet psychologist, or are there other reasonable ways of treating it?
I think there's reasonable things, like toys that you can leave for them to play with, get perhaps a dog walker, maybe go to doggy daycare, and sometimes you have to get them another friend.
Well, doggy daycare, I looked into it, it's very expensive.
It can be.
So what I ended up doing was, because I know my two do get lonely, they're not destructive, but I know they're lonely. I got a dog walker, and I'll tell you what, it's a great, inexpensive way to handle the issue.
Yeah, I think that's helpful. They just need a lot more exercise, primarily. I think we give our pets a lot of credit for hanging out the house and guarding the house and, watching it and being our alarm system, but we really haven't thought about what are they doing during the day. Animal Planet, we turn TV on.
We talked about putting, like, puppy cams in our house. I want to know what they're doing during the day. I want to see it.
I think that's something more feasible now, that we can hook up the webcam and stuff.
Does putting the TV on or putting the radio on make a difference, do you think?
I mean, I do it.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel like if nobody's there, they don't hear a human voice or something funny,
Right.
I think now a lot of TVs shut off on their own. Oh, thank you.
Now, when we go away sometimes, Dr. Webster, Freebie goes on a bit of a hunger strike.
Oh.
Is that normal?
It depends on it's not normal.
Okay.
I have one of my dogs will do that. I'm afraid if I go away for 10 days, she doesn't want to eat, so you have to hand feed her.
So anybody you have watching your dog or taking care of, you have to talk to them about this because it's very well could happen.
And she has to go on anti-anxiety meds.
Oh, does that help?
Yeah, it helps immensely. She'll eat through that.
And there are natural ones.
There are natural ones. Unfortunately, my own personal pet needs prescription ones, but there are things you can do.
All right, Dr. Melissa Webster, thank you very much for all the good tips as always.
Good job, Harley.
Yeah, really good job.
We'll be right back. Yeah.